overwhelmed with your workload and always pressed for time? Is your to-do list just filled with urgent and important things, and you never seem to be able to get to those things that are important but not urgent? If I've just described you, this training is for you, because I'm going to give you a process for getting out of that urgent and important box so that you can start proactively working on those really important things that are going to move the needle in the future. So first thing I want you to do is pull out a piece of paper or a digital version of a piece of paper and draw 3 columns onto it. You're going to make 3 lists. You're going to start listing the things that you do. You don't have to go into super detail, but just generally the types of work that you do into the things that are in your zone of genius, meaning that you love doing them, you're probably great at them, and they energize you when you do them. You're going to put other things into a column of you can do them. They're not in your zone of genius. Maybe you're good at them. Maybe you're, medium good at them, not great, but you can do them. It's not that big a deal. And then the things that are not exactly your forte. Either you're really not that good at these things, or when you do them, even if you are good at them, they drain the life and energy around you. Once you've done that, I want you to start with the not exactly your forte column. And I want you to eliminate everything in this column. Everything in this column. You're either going to stop doing it altogether, or you're going to delegate it to someone else, because you can't be spending your time on these things because they're dragging you down, right? These are like the anchors that are keeping you from moving forward. And my gift to you today is one of my fireproof trash can water buckets, so that you can put the things that you are going to throw away into that fireproof trash can. They might cause a small fire, but that's okay. You know it's contained and under control, and for good reason. Next, I want you to look at the things I can do column. And again, if you can trash any of those, do it. If you can delegate any of those, do it as well. Be tough on yourself to get these off your plate. Now we're left with your plate, the things that you are in your zone of genius, and the few things that are left in your I can do list. Now we need to optimize the way we do these. And there's 2 ways we're going to optimize. We're going to optimize how you do them, and we're going to optimize when you do them. So when it comes to optimizing how, I want you to think about simplifying and improving the way you do them, especially those zone of genius items, and systematizing and automate, especially those things that you can do. So the more you systematize, the easier things become, and actually you can find that you'll be able to delegate more if it's systematized. Delegating to a human is great. Delegating to a computer called automation is fantastic too. And simplifying and streamlining. I used to spend a lot of time every month cleaning up my desk and filing all my paperwork. And I streamlined my filing process, where now everything, instead of going into like 10 different folders, things only go into 3 different folders. And I actually cut the time that it takes me to do my filing by at least a third. So things like that to simplify and improve. So that's how to optimize your work. And the other thing you need to do is think about when you're doing your work. There's a few tips I have for you to think about. One is, I don't want you to multitask anymore. Don't do a meeting and check your email. Don't try to write something and take phone calls. You really need to block out your time. And so how can we think about blocking out your time? Well, one way to think about it is you can theme your days or even weeks, right? You can make Mondays are for money related things. Tuesdays are for team related things, right? You can break it down like that. Another way to break it down is to say, mornings are for meetings and afternoon is my, focus time to do work where I actually have to just be focused and not talking to people. So think about how you can be more structured in your time to support you in blocking out your activities and prevent you from multitasking. One last note on multitasking. Why is it so bad? Well, multitasking causes cognitive dissonance in our brains, and this does a few bad things. One, it literally reduces our IQ. So if you want to be doing well with your work, don't give yourself a temporary handicap that's completely unnecessary by multitasking. The other reason why we need to not be multitasking is when we switch from one type of activity to another, our brains take a few moments extra to transition from one task to the other. And that transition time is time that we are losing in our day. And this time adds up fast. In fact, you could be losing up to 25% of your day just to switching between tasks. So hopefully I've convinced you not to multitask. If you would like a link to a tool that lays out the things that I just mentioned in this training, please look for the link that goes with this video in order to download the Accountability Optimizer tool to help you get out of that urgent and important box and into that important but not urgent box where the magic really happens.